All right, welcome everyone. So this class is a little bit pre-recorded, right? And the reason why is because it's stemmed from it's an issue that I have. So I have to just make sure that you get your materials in place for when that class will be, which is at 4 on Tuesday. Okay, good. So now that we're here, the topic that we need to tackle today is going to be paper one based analysis, which is understanding literal language in poetry. Right? So that's the topic. Understanding literal language in poetry. Okay. So under this topic, it's very general, right? Because you could ask some questions. Well, why is being able to identify literal language important? The reason why is because in multiple choice paper one questions, you may be asked to identify the literal meaning of individual words given a text context, a context or a text extract, right? Two different things. When you're given a context, it's basically a situation. But when you're given an extract, is similar, but it's really just telling you have a passage to read. Okay, so it's asking you to identify the literal meaning of words given on a general basis a situation to analyze. So that's why being able to identify literal meaning is important. Let's write that. Okay, so you may be asked to identify the precise literal meaning. There we go. You may be asked to identify the precise literal meaning There we go. You may be asked to identify the precise literal meaning of individual words in a text extract or sentence. So this is why it is important. The next part of it to understand is that when we say literal meaning, that's in essence asking you for the definition of a word without any nuance or connotations taken into account. So we're not saying, for example, okay, you're given a situation and there's some hidden meaning behind it, right? We're looking for the literal meaning, which is basically the definition in the dictionary, not any individual perception, right? So there's two different things. You have literal meaning and figurative meaning, which is where you give a meaning to a word, but we're looking at the literal sense. So literal meaning is the dictionary definition of a word. That's right, huh? So, what is literal language? This is the literal dictionary definition of a word. There we go. Okay. Okay, good. So, to recognize these scenarios, you need to have some skills. You need to build your skills. So, what I'll be doing, I'm going to give you a poem to read, right? In the following poem, the poet speaks to a cat, right? And this cat has been in the neighborhood for years, but the fur looks as fine as it did in its youth. So, when I give you this definition or this poem to read, you're going to be asked some questions to analyze your literal meaning skills. Okay? Let me give you that poem. Okay? Go here. So, hashtag activity, but this is not Instagram. It's going to be to read the poem about the cat. Hashtag activity. Right? Is to read the poem about the cat and understand the literal meaning behind it. All right, here we go. So this is your poem to read. The poem starts off as such. One moment, let it process. But in your sense, you can just fast forward a little bit. Take another while to process the picture.